Good day, student. Welcome back to another video in our series on chapter 4 and 5. Today we're going to focus on under or over applied. Now, in this series, we're going to use both formulas to calculate applied overheads. Okay, let's go to this under or over applied. To calculate if manufacturing overheads has been over or under applied, you need to compare two items. Actual overheads is compared to applied overheads. Actual overheads is the actual money spent to run the factory. Applied overheads is the money available to manage or run the factory that is allocated to every product. Remember, when you wanted to calculate cost of production, you used applied overheads. Now you calculate how much applied overheads you used for the year. Now I'm going to over applied. Over applied. For MOH to be over applied, the actual overheads must be less than the applied overheads. And applied overheads is always in brackets, whether you calculate over applied or under applied. If you look at my example here, actual overheads is 300,000 and it's in brackets. The applied overheads is 400,000. Therefore, your answer that you get here will not be in brackets. Therefore, it's over applied. Your applied is more than your actual overheads. To calculate under applied, you use the same two items, actual overheads and applied overheads, and the actual will always be in brackets. So actual in this example is 500,000, applied is 300,000. And the answer, which must be in brackets, is 200,000. So here it is in brackets 200,000. Now, let's just say in some of these activities, they don't give you the actual overheads. Now, what do you use? To get to actual overheads, you must use two items. You use applied overheads and you use under or over applied. You must either add these two items together or you must subtract it. Now, the best way to explain this to you is in an activity. Now, like I said, with under and over applied, there's two formulas to calculate applied overheads. You use the predetermined rate or you use actual overheads and the under or over applied. Now, I'm going to use activity 9 from your workbook for module 4. It says Mary's factory recovers overheads at the rate of 2 rand. Now, the moment they say recover overheads, then this is called your predetermined rate. And they use direct labor as the base to calculate the predetermined rate. It says they calculate the figures corresponding to the grid below. Now, here's your actual labor hours. Overheads recovered. This is another word for applied overheads. Here's the column on the actual overheads, and here's the column on the over or under applied. Now, in here, they want in 9.11, they want you to calculate applied overheads. Now, there are two formulas. You can't use both at the same time. Now, can you use actual overheads? Can you use this one where you need your actual overheads and your under and over applied? Now, if you look at the activity, you have actual overheads, but you don't have under or over applied. So you can't use this one. You can only use the predetermined rate times your actual outcome. Now, here you have your predetermined rate of 2 rand, and here you have your actual labor hours. So what do we say? We say 2 rand times 30,000 gives you 60,000. So that's my applied MOH. Now, in 9.1.2, they want you to calculate under or over applied. Now, to calculate under or over applied, you need to use two items. You need to use your actual overheads and you need to use your applied overheads. Now, In 9.11, we calculated our applied overheads, and here's our actual overheads. So there's our actual overheads, which must always be in brackets, and there's our overhead recovered or applied overheads. So as you can see, my answer in brackets is 80,000, and my amount not in brackets is 60,000. Therefore, my answer will be in brackets. And once it's in brackets, it's called under applied. That's 9.1.2. In 9.1.3, they want you to calculate applied overheads. Now, there are two formulas. It's a one here called predetermined rate times actual outcome, or you use your actual overheads, and you must have your under and over applied. Now, you don't have actual overheads, but you have under or over applied. So I'm going to use my predetermined rate, which was 2 Rand, and I'm going to multiply with my actual labor hours, which they gave me. So I'm going to take 2 Rand times 35,000, which gives me 70,000, and this is my applied overheads. In 9.1.4, they want me to calculate actual overheads. Now, to calculate actual overheads, what do I need? I need my applied overheads, and I need my under or over applied. Now, I did calculate my applied overheads, which was 70,000. And then they gave me 1,500, which is over applied. So I'm going to go here now to 9.1.4. They want me to calculate actual overheads. So I do have my applied overheads of 70,000, which I calculated in 9.1.3. They did give me 1,500. And if it's not in brackets, that means it's 1,500. So my actual overheads, must it be more than 70,000 or must it be less? So must I add these two amounts together or must I subtract it? Now, my answer here is not in brackets, so that means this must be more than my actual. So I must take the 70 minus the 1,500, which will give me 68,500. As you can see, this was 70. My amount in brackets should be less than 70 because my answer here is not in brackets. In 9.1.5, they want your direct labor hours, and in 9.1.6. Now, if you look at 9.1.1, we worked forward. So therefore, we multiplied. We took my predetermined rate of 2 Rand, multiplied by 3,000. Predetermined rate of 2 Rand, multiplied by 3,000. That's working forward. Now, we're going to have to work back. So there's two items you need. You need your applied overheads and you need your predetermined rate. Now, we do have predetermined rate of 2 Rand, but we don't have our applied. So what I'm trying to get to is you can't work out 9.1.5 first. You must first work out 9.1.6, which is our applied overheads. Now, like I told you previously, there are two formulas. There's the first one, which is your predetermined rate times actual outcome, but you can't use this one, so you must use this one, your actual overheads and your applied overheads. Now, we do have actual overheads, and this is under or over applied. Now, if it's not in brackets like this, then it's over applied. If it's in brackets like that, then it's under applied. So you must work out 9.1.6 before we can work out 9.1.5. So Okay, students, to calculate applied overheads, we're going to use the second formula, which is your actual overheads and your under or over applied. If we look at it, we have actual overheads, we have under applied, because our answer is in brackets. So that is what we have. We have actual overheads and we have under applied. So that means my applied overheads, which the amount is not going to be in brackets, must be less. So I'm going to take 70 minus 4,000 gives me 66,000. I now can work out 9.1.5, which is my applied overheads of 66 and my predetermined rate of R2. And therefore I get 33,000 labor hours, which is over there. I would like you to do activity 10. But for you to do 10, I want you to go through this video to see how I did activity 9 and use both formulas can be used in activities 9, 10, 12, and 13. When you want to calculate under and over applied, both one of these formulas can be used, but not both at the same time. And sometimes you need to calculate actual overheads, and these are the two items that you must use: applied overheads or under or over applied. In my next video, I'm going to speak about depreciation. So look forward to sending the next video to you.